Okay, there is news coming up in 1 minute. So, volatility is expected. And of course, make sure you trade safe. What's up, everyone? How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. We're going to observe the news together, the chart, and analyze, of course, the reaction, as we usually do when there is news. And another thing is that I have a question for you, and we are going to do a poll in a little bit. But there's a question with regards to the video content on the channel that I have, which relates to the Bitcoin only or also include alts. So, of course, I do a live stream in the afternoon. I do a video in the morning. And I can switch the video around doing Bitcoin, doing an alt, doing alt. But at least if I do alts, then the Bitcoin frequency in videos will become less, right? But during the live streams, we can still focus on Bitcoin as well. So there's still daily Bitcoin content, basically, but then in the live streams, not just the video. Now, news is hitting now, so make sure you trade safe. What I'm talking about here is Friday, January 31st, 2:30 p.m. Central European Time, high impact news right now. So let's see what happens on the chart. Now, at the moment, locally, right, volume is increasing. Its magnet is on. The volume here is increasing as price is moving up. So in other words, this move or whatever happens after is either labeled a C or a 3, right? 3 or C. C's can end on a high amount of volume, but in a bullish impulse, you preferably have the highest amount of volume in a wave 3. So if we move up, hit some resistance, you actually don't want to change the structure. If bullish, you want to continue. If bearish, you preferably change the structure, and could be interesting to look for lows. So that is what I am observing on the chart at the moment. And what we will do is first check if anything happens on the chart with regards to the news, and then we jump into the analysis. And then, we go into chatting and Q&A, right? As basically the beginning of this stream will also be pretty much chatting and Q&A. So, we are at the 0.382. That is your first area of retracement, most commonly. And then the 0.5 in confluence with the daily naked point of control. And between the golden pocket and the 786, there's this value area high. The value area high is from this range here. So, let's see what we get on the chart. Now, of course, this move to the downside, you can count some sort of a diagonal here, right? Like you can see the shape, basically, where this A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C definitely has a possibility. The 382, again, minimum target. The daily naked point of control generally would be nicer. But we don't control price. We just have our probabilities and our setups prepared, and then we wait patiently to execute yes or no. Robert, welcome. Min, what's up? Engine Dayon, welcome. Good to have you guys here. And thanks for popping in. So when we are with a little bit of a group here, I will start a poll that will at least influence my decision on the video content on the channel. Welcome, Leon. Good to have you here. So, 1 minute time frame. So this is basically the minute where the news hits. I'm not sure from a fundamental perspective if this is positive or not. You can see it is marked here. Or what this means. Usually when I see core, right, and the like MOM, and it generally increases the volatility. So I'm definitely aware of the potential of some moves on the chart. Now to the downside, when we talk about resistance just now, downside, we have a 4-hour support and resistance level, but I'm actually much more interested in this blue box here, 101.2, 101.9. The white box is 102.703.3. So it's just a quite clear support resistance area on the 4-hour time frame, which I wanted to put on my chart. Sometimes the most simple analysis is the most effective. So I just wanted to have that one prepared. So welcome, Stefan de Nijs, very much a Dutch name, I can imagine. Welcome, Stefan. Mugandusi, how you doing? Yanis, what's up? What's up? Welcome, guys. So if you just joined, what we're going to do in the live stream, we haven't started yet really, is there is currently a high impact news over here, right? As per the morning update as well, 2:30 p.m. Friday. So we observe the chart for a little bit, give it a couple of minutes, 10, 15 minutes, just see what happens on the chart as it may influence the Elliott wave scenarios and the probabilities. But generally, the morning update was the daily time frame. That doesn't change. But here we're, of course, on a 15-minute, so things change a lot quicker. On the daily time frame this morning, everything is very clear, actually. So, yeah. But we have currently the highest amount of volume in this local uptrend in the high, typical for a wave C, or you have to think about a wave 3. Of course, alternatively, ABC flat and move to the daily naked point of control. But it would be nice if you make another high and volume goes down, increases probabilities also for retracement. Now, generally, when I look at this move here, it looks diagonal-ish, I guess we can make it a word. So a bit of a diagonal 3-wave correction, 3-wave correction, 3-wave, and then ABC, like as a flat, minimum retracement target being the 382. And then look for another move down. And then you would count this as a wave A, you have your wave B, and you look for wave C. So that is something I'm definitely interested in. And then to the downside, the supports, as mentioned just now, are going to play a role. Now the 382 touched minimum retracement level 0.5 with the daily naked point of control just above price. And then the value area high at 105.7. So I'm very grateful for your content. It's helped me a lot in my trading career. I'm currently on the FTMO leaderboard with 2 accounts. Wait! You're on the leaderboard. Congratulations, Leon. That's awesome, man. Leon, do you trade Elliott waves or do you do like other stuff? And you just watch the videos because you like the directional bias from an Elliott wave perspective, or do you actually actively trade your Elliott wave analysis? Are you an Elliott wave trader or you use like other stuff in your trading? Congratulations on being in the leaderboard as well. Trade safe, right? Like the thing with the leaderboards is that it can sometimes draw the worst trader out of you because you're like, fuck, I'm almost first, I'm almost in the top 5, I'm almost in the top 10, and then you're like gonna push it, right? You want to have that one more position at the end of the month or whatnot to try and get into the top whatever, and that happens then to be the trade that you actually fuck up. You know what I mean? So don't feel any pressure whatsoever based or because of the leaderboard. You know what I mean? It's nice you are on the leaderboard. It's nicer that you are trading profitably with 2 accounts, and then fuck the leaderboard. You know what I mean? Avin Mooville, welcome. Yanis, all videos would be nice. Yeah, I'm considering, I will do a little vote coming up in a second, because I am curious to see what people think. Nutrition Trader, welcome. First Copy, what's up? Cheers, First Copy. Which membership gives your trades? None. I plan to travel next month, hoping to use you as an indicator. It's a bit of a problem because I do not actually share trades. I'm not a copy trader. I'm happy to trade my own portfolio and stick to myself, have my plan, have my strategy. And I'm very much, I don't do any signals, if that's the question, basically. I am mainly a fan of creating a plan or a strategy and help people to create that plan or a strategy. Right now in Diamond, two of the plans that I keep an eye on are shared in Diamond as well. But yeah, I am someone that very much believes I help people to fish, basically, for themselves instead of providing the fish. Now, if you are traveling, what you can do, of course, is move from day trading or scalping to a more swing trading approach. So if you have your analysis, you have your plan, you can try to move up in the time frames. Instead of doing the 15-minute analysis, do the 4-hour time frame. Find levels on the 4-hour that are aligned with your way of trading, and then you execute on those trades. And then it's much easier when you're traveling. Like if I travel, So I'll be in the start of March. I go on skiing holiday with my whole friend group. It's going to be it's going to be a great holiday. And while I'm there, if I am in a position, I'll make sure it's more of a swingy position, because when I'm there and I'm on the slopes and snowboarding, I don't want to check my phone, right? I can maybe check it in the morning or night, but if I do check it in the morning or later at night, I'll be checking more like swing trading type of setups and not really day trading. I don't want to, do things when I'm with my friends skiing. So yeah, you got to change your approach a bit. Is it possible to do ETH analysis more regularly? Yeah, there's a poll that I will do in a second, which has to do with the alts and individual videos for different alts. Whenever interesting alts I find. Mr. Kiwi, welcome. Trading with David Tag. Wait a minute. That is a very familiar name. Trading with David. Wait. Trading with David. Barcelona. David. That must be. Yes, we met in Spain. Indeed. Yo, everyone. Welcome, David. Yeah, so you gotta check out, guys, Trading with David Tag. So he is so good with self-made indicators. Let me show you. I'm going to show you. 1 second. I'm gonna get his account. So Trading with David Tag. There you go. So this guy, right, I met him in Barcelona when we were at the Blofen event, right? And he also is community manager, was there as well, some other people. And David is, I suppose, most known for his strategies and the things that he creates. So, I mean, he has a bunch of videos on his channel with all of the strats. And I believe that actually he's gonna, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know how far you are with Blofen, right? Because I know what's happening in the background, but are some of your indicator things already up and running, or you're still in the execution phase? Ronnie is also here. Ronnie was also in Barcelona. Barcelona meetup. Oh, we're back. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing? You're still in India, by the way. So this is Trading with David Tag. Impressive account, has grown it in the past couple of years, and he does a lot with automation, with strategies, figuring out new strategies, testing strategies. Here you can see a nice one actually with ChatGPT. Look at that. So this is definitely a channel that I can recommend. Great person as well, as I had the honor to meet Mr. David in Spain, and Ronnie as well. So Ronnie, content creator, very active on Instagram actually, and Ronnie, he does Spanish and English videos. It's a bit of a mix. Simple TA, not really Elliott waves, but very interesting nonetheless. So let's connect. Trading with David. I code my indicators myself. We are in a process. Okay. Yeah, cheers. Send me a DM, David. That's awesome, man. And so David is in the process of things also with Blofen. Keep an eye on his socials because there's something very exciting coming. I'm in Spain now, got sick in India. The food is very spicy. Hopefully you don't eat street food too often. Sometimes you see those videos where they're cooking on the street and it's like, I might actually pass. But I do like India. How old are you? I am 32 years old. And September is my birthday, so I'll be 32 for a little while. Matthias, welcome from Argentina. Leaderboard has a psychological effect. Elliott Waves gives me my main bias setups, but also other strategies. Good stuff, Leon. Congrats, man. And I'm happy to have at least added my 2 cents to your trading journey and you now being on the leaderboards. So, I mean, in the end, you all do it yourself. You're educated. You got your plan, got your strategy, and you're making bank. So that's exactly what we like to see, of course. Red Web Club. Wait, is this wait, is this a second account? One second. Who was the this sounds very familiar. Oh no, Red and Black Poker Club. That was the other thing. Okay, that's I had to think of someone else. Good that you're here, Red Web Club. What's up, man? Where you at? I'm in Nice, and my wife from Afrika du Sud, South Africa. She's working on her business in the other office here. Yeah, I think she's in a meeting. I can hear something far away. So, what's up, First Copy? Always a pleasure. Your updates are so good. They just help to check my work and my own analysis. I'm happy you like the updates, man. It's a pleasure. Also, like, it's nice writing silver in the morning also helps with my own plan for the day. So in the morning with the silver memberships, it's $10, but I always summarize my whole analysis and I use that myself in my trading as well. Now, of course, this morning was, there we go. This morning was the video of this morning, right? So the video this morning is basically written here, but then obviously before the video came out. And then during the day, whenever interesting things happen, I will, write about it. But so far, it's been quite a calm day, actually. Not too much happened. Hopefully, something happens now that the news came out. Looking younger, more like 28, 29. I got to grow my beard, man. Or maybe it's because I do lots of sports. I'm avoiding the wrinkles, tight skin. Not yet gray. I get a little bit of gray, like my hair a little bit of gray and in the beard a little bit, but Okay, I think it is time to start the analysis. Bitcoin is very slow. We had some news. Maybe the volatility comes later today. If there's going to be any volatility, let it be before the weekend, as generally during the weekend, price moves sideways and doesn't really move into very impulsive structures. So if anything, today should be the volatile day, and then Saturday, Sunday generally are going to be your ranging structures, like your sideways corrective structures oftentimes as well. So let's start the analysis. I will be summarizing the daily just shortly for the people that woke up just now, especially US, or if you haven't seen the update earlier this morning. And then we jump into the lower time frames, right? So there's mainly two scenarios here that I keep in mind. Now I will put an alarm at the daily naked point of control here. I will remove the fib. What's this? Yeah, that's not relevant as well. And there we go. So we're going to zoom out. We're going to start the analysis. It's going to be short and sweet. And then we continue chatting in Q&A. I'll only summarize the daily time frame, and then we jump to the lower time frame. So, okay. Wait, there's a question. Daily Money, Mike. When should we be expecting the Elliott Wave Compendium? Somewhere around like the middle of this year is the goal, at least the paper version. Hopefully around the middle of the year. Let me check my planning here. So Elliott Wave Compendia, click index. Yeah, so hopefully around April we have the downloadable version, like basically the Amazon Kindle version, if you know what I mean. And then later this year in June, I actually want to have a hardcover, but I need to set up a publishing company. So I have to figure that one out in France. I kind of know how it works in the Netherlands, but not in France. So I have to ask my accountant. Got to ask around here. But basically this month, February, and also in March, I'll be working on the Elliott Wave Compendium with Jeroen. And at the same time, my lawyer is at the moment I already gave the go and stuff. So she's already working on general terms and conditions and all of that stuff for all the products that will be developed at some point, right? So she is working hard on that. So that's running, and that takes a little bit of time as well. So probably around like April should be the downloadable version, or I suppose readable Amazon Kindle type of version. And then I do want to have a hardcover as well. It's currently 55 pages A4 size. So it's quite a decent decent size. Of course, if you would print an A4, it's not a very thick book, but I don't know. We'll see how we print it. Okay, let's get this started then. And then right after the analysis, I actually have an important question to you, which has to do with the analysis on the channel, Bitcoin versus also adding altcoins in the videos. So you can think about it. Basically, what the question is going to be in the poll is, the morning updates at the moment are always Bitcoin related. In the live streams, which I do every day, I also analyze Bitcoin. So there's a high frequency of Bitcoin analysis. But I get many questions, of course, about alt. So what I am considering here is I'm considering to mix up the morning update videos. Instead of only Bitcoin, also have altcoin videos, which basically means the frequency of Bitcoin goes down, right? And only when on video-wise, because the live streams in the afternoon still cover Bitcoin. So now and then I will post a Bitcoin video, and then in the live stream, I will just always cover Bitcoin first. But then in the morning, you will see more variety, maybe XRP and Solana and SUI and I don't know, like crazy alts or interesting alts that look good. I will analyze them and I will share them. Usually higher time frame most of the time, but we'll see how that pans out. So that's the question, like, what's the interest? Because now it's very Bitcoin heavy, twice a day analysis on Bitcoin, very low time frame as well. So with the videos in the morning, it will be less Bitcoin, more alts. The live stream remains Bitcoin and alts, right? Or Bitcoin only, but yeah, so there's still daily Bitcoin content. It's just the video becomes other stuff as well besides Bitcoin. So that is what I am considering based on all the requests that I get all the time about all alts. So I've been thinking about it basically. Okay, let's start. So we're going to do the daily and then we zoom into the lower time frame. I set an alarm at the daily naked point of control just above price. So let's see what happens there. Okay, so this is your very obvious bullish scenario. Not the highest probability though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 in, 1, 2, continuation up. Now that means that this move has to be counted as a 5-wave impulsive structure, and that is quite tricky in wave 1. And then you need a WXY, running flat X, and then you have your wave Y. So basically, this wave 1 ends here, S2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, expanding ending diagonal in 5, which of course is quite rare, very rare. And then you have A, B, C, that's a running flat in W, you have X, whatever X is, right? And then you have your Y, which is your zigzag, sideways double combo. Now, the reason why probabilities for this are tricky, and during live streams I can go in a bit more detail, is that it is not easy to count this structure up as a very nice impulse, right? Preferably, you have a wave 1, deeper wave 2, 3, sideways 4, 5. And if you then pull a channel, right? By far most commonly, your wave 3 moves out of the channel, 4 comes back towards the channel, and 5 eventually creates another high. But if we use the channel here, where's my channel? There we go. All right. Then what you'll see is that basically this whole move is contained in the channel. We never had a like wave 3 breakout, and then even your wave 5 arguably like ends even below this is a base channel. Now, I'm not sure if not everyone may know exactly what I'm talking about with regards to channels. So if you click on the link tree in the description after the stream and then go to educational content and watch this video, you'll know exactly how to use channels with Elliott waves as well. But preferably a wave 3 breaks out of the channel, which is not the case, right? We can clearly see that didn't happen there. So that is something that impacts probabilities. And counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, then our wave 4 is too deep, right? And we have overlap with wave 1. So then you need to go in 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But now we start to really force a count on the chart. Besides the fact we also hit the 618, which very much reduces probabilities. But now we're going to force things because this counts best as an impulse. So in other words, like it's not a great structure for a wave 1. It's not an invalidation per se, but it's not a structure. So we keep this in mind, just doesn't really have the highest probabilities. Three wave in 2, and of course you look for upside, minimum target 130K. Same problem here, same count, but now different wave 4, sideways three-wave structure. Wave X in this case is a flat ABC. Again, C has to be a 5-waver. Not ideal as just explained, so it lowers the probabilities for this scenario. And then Y, either a flat ABC or a triangle. Triangle has lower probabilities than a flat in a wave, Y in a sideways, WXY. I will summarize this at the end, by the way, for your clarity. And then we get to more higher probability scenarios. So first of all here, 1, 2, 3, 4, ending diagonal in 5. It's too early to actually cover diagonals, because preferably you wait for wave 4. But due to the potential of this move up being a 3-wave zigzag family structure, you at least have to be aware. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, preferably overlap between 1 and 4, 5 shorter than 3, right? And then eventually you get a move to the downside, and then we have the flats. Expanded flat has a higher probability than a running or regular flat. The expanded flat is orange, higher probability than blue, right? Just because of how common they appear. An expanded flat is more common than a regular flat. And also here the diagonal in blue is very early, because we would only be at a wave 2. We still need 3, 4, 5. So you need more patience. Now, a lot of information, but let me easily summarize this, right? So these are your polylines all together. So these are all the scenarios that I just explained on the chart on the daily time frame. And what you can easily see here is that the probabilities are much higher to take out all-time high, right? Bit of ranging, all good, all fine. Take out the all-time high has a much higher probability than moving down and basically do this to take out the low, right? The only way really to take out this low at the moment would be an expanded flat, which is an A, B, and then move down in C. So you got to be very aware of 114K. That is a high risk area on the chart, because it is the area for an expanded flat here, 113 to 115.7, right? So that is an important area on the chart. If you move above this and you go to the 1.618 at 120, that is when the flat reduces in probabilities. Right. So in other words, all-time highs have the higher probabilities. Polylines are great for range trading. It just gives a good bias, right? Like, even though I share, of course, multiple scenarios, which can be confusing, but that's how Elliott waves goes. You know, you got to figure out different scenarios and then get to probabilities, right? But then the polyline summarizes the price action, so it becomes quite clear that, okay, we're looking for this high first instead of this low first. And that is what can help, because the moment you know, okay, is a high or low higher probability to be taken, right? Then it just depends on the structure, what comes next, right? Is this going to be very impulsive, very high volume? We might look for continuation in white, and not the highest probabilities, but still, right? If this becomes a 3-wave, we break the structure, we can look for a flat, we look for price to move down. But that's stuff that we can do at a later stage in more detail. So, yeah. Now, locally, the move to the downside here, since all-time high, right? Very clear 3-wave structure to the downside. And now we have this move to the upside. There's basically a bullish and a bearish count here that I'll put on my chart for you. Let's start with the bearish one. So let me put it on the chart. Because I'm not sure if I still have this in my folders. The stuff here is a bit old. No, that's all. No, I removed it. So okay, first let's before I go too far. This is, of course, your bearish scenario, meaning a 3-wave structure, right? We have our wave A, we have our wave B, and then we have a wave C to the upside, up, sideways, up, right? And ABC is quote unquote bearish because ABC here fits with a diagonal as explained earlier, but it is too early, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up, right? However, you can also label this as W, X, Y for the expanded flat. And then after Y, right, we go down. So basically an ABC here is bearish. Even if you come down and you go back up, you got to be very aware of the potential of 3, 3, 3, chuck, 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 and then change the structure. That would be a problem, right? At least for the bulls. So that is the bearish scenario. The bullish one is that this is 1, 2, 1. You look for another 2. And preferably that's the low of your 2. Right, so you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is another diagonal, by the way. And you look for 2, finish 2 up. Now, the movement in price might be very similar, right? Compared to your W, X, Y, right? W, X, Y down. And in the multi-1-2, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and then up, right? You go for 3. You don't come back down afterwards. So yeah, you might get another 1, 2, and then you want to fly, right? So that's the similarity between those two scenarios. But those are the two that I keep an eye on locally at this moment. So yeah, and I'll put them on the chart in a bit more detail, including some of the targets. Right, so we have a WXY, we take the fib, low to the high of W, right? Most common target area for wave X is between the 05 and the 786. Minimum target generally is the 0.382. Okay. And then for a wave, well, we have a nice support area, so I'm going to use that. So trend-based fib extension from the start to the end of W to the potential end of a wave X. Now, you like wave X if you take a fib time from the start of W to the end of W, double click, toggle on the 382. You preferably end wave X after the 0.382. In other words, if price is going to do this, that's more bullish. Right? So preferably you get a bigger sideways 3-wave corrective structure, finish after the 0.382, which is currently positioned on 31st of January. Oh, that's 11 p.m. today. I had to think twice there. So that would be a minimum target. Let me drag this to the right. Right. Okay. And then you look for the target for Y. So if X, so we have support to the downside. This blue box is very interesting for an X in that case, 101.2, 101.9. And then a trend-based fib extension from the start to the end of W to somewhere in that box. And then your target for wave Y, most commonly for a double zigzag, is between the 1 and the 1.236, with an extension target being the 1.618. And as you can see, we then have, a target area, remove the targets, of 115.72 to 110. Now, guess what? That is also the target area for your expanded flat, by the way. There you go. So, very interesting indeed. I got to be aware. So, wave X, you want to have a low or at least end a 3-wave corrective structure after the 0.382. Right? And then your wave Y target is going to be somewhere there. Okay, we labeled this 1 hour. Okay, that's bearish. While in the corner of my eye, I just noticed this. Boris, man. Hello, smash the like button. Boris coming in hot with the gifts, man. Boris, thanks for the gifts. Cheers, man. Thanks. Coming in and immediately sharing love with the community. Thanks, dude. That's awesome, Mr. Boris. Appreciate it, sir. Johnny Crypto, Jun C, Junk, maybe. Junk Mihai, Bada Norris, Jarrett, Christ, Jimmy, Lu Duong, Babayaz. I know where that's from. Purple, and Junior Miranda. Make sure to fill in this link. Thank you, Jeroen. Welcome as well. And we will get you sorted. We will bump you up to the silver membership, as the gifts are always bronze. So we'll bump you up basically to silver. So yeah, thanks, Boris, man. Don't forget to fill the form to be sorted. Yo, oh, Boris could be a mod very soon this way, huh? He knows the procedure by now. Thanks, Boris, man. Appreciate it. I will help you, Bishnoi, in a second. So we have a 1 hour bearish scenario. Right, this is actually still bull, but eventually bearish because after Y, you go down. Then we have our bullish scenario. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Then we have another 1, 2, up, up, up. Make it a little bit nicer. There we go. Something like this. Okay, and then we have blue. Now, a double diagonal, everyone, is very uncommon. Diagonals are not as common as they sometimes seem to be. So a double diagonal would be quite spectacular. Something that I am considering in with regards to a double 1-2 is that, wait, instead of having a double diagonal, you finish one here. So this is just something that I have in mind. You finish one here, and then this is a flat. Wait, from the low to the high, expand the flat. The issue is that for a flat, so then you have A, B, C. Now for a flat, B is incredibly high, going beyond the 1.618. That's not really what you want to see. And yeah, if you make another low here, then it goes basically. It becomes very low probabilities. But because of B being so high, preferably this high here is not a wave B, right? Preferably it's a 5, ending an impulse structure. Just because of the size, because it's so long. So preferably you would do this, but then your 1 becomes another diagonal. So diagonal in 1, diagonal in 1. I mean, there's no rule against it. And then we do this. This is your 2. We hit the 0.5. 320. A little bit more, no? Yeah. And there we go. There we go. Invalidation. This support box is on the invalidation now. If you do hit the 886 here at 101.9, then basically this scenario goes out of the question, because then look at me, Picasso. But then it's like it's not valuable anymore. 886 is very rare for wave 2s. You want to put your 2 here because then this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you would move your 2 to this low, then you have to count a 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5. Then you need to end 1 here. But as just explained, then you need an A, B, C, and B is very high. It's just probabilities. It's not great, basically, right? So at the moment, this would be better as a bullish count on the chart. No? 1 hour. Oh. Okay, so we got that. And then the most bearish. I mean, in both cases, you look for a range. The most bearish one is, of course, a finished ABC, ABC, and then you go down to take the low, diagonal, finish diagonal, up. I wouldn't mind, like this low was made on a point of control. We still have some support below, but at the moment, not the highest probability. So now with the multi 1-2, let me check time here. Okay, we did at least make the low after the 382. That's something. Okay. Now, probability-wise, locally, A multi 1-2, of course, is very bullish. So that would support. So the multi 1-2 that you see on my chart here, this would be a sub-degree count, lower time frame count of this. Right, so if you 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then maybe another one, but then you want to fly. You really want to move. The WXY is a sub-degree count of the flat. WXY target down. And in W, you have an ABC. And an ABC, this one, can also be a sub-degree count of, where is it? No. Oh, wait. The blue flat. Or even a triangle. But probability-wise, because that's, of course, very confusing, probabilities are higher for a WXY than a multi 1-2. So, because the probabilities are not higher for a diagonal, as long as you are not at least taking out the low ones more and forming a wave 4. So that's out of the question. Like an ABC being the highest probability here, it's not higher probability. Having a W, X, Y has higher probabilities than a finished ABC and take the low. Right? Because of the higher time frame probabilities. An expanded flat is more common than a regular flat. And a regular flat with a diagonal C is too early to call, so we can't. No? And then the multi 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 continuation, well, if that's a higher probability scenario, right, then this needs to be an impulse. But this counts, it's just not a great impulse. It is steep, yes, but zigzag family structures can also be incredibly steep with very shallow retracements. So this counts in detail a bit better than as a zigzag family structure, which would give the WXY to the upside. Similar movement in price, right? WXY 1-2, 1-2 up. It's just a difference in longer term price action. Wait, Obelix. This guy never stops. Yo, Obelix, put some food on the table, yo. Can put your money there. Thanks for the gifts, Obelix. Again, this guy, yesterday he did like 10 subs or 10 gifts. Cheers, Obelix. By the way, your logo is green now. Look at you go. Thanks for the support, Obelix. Ben Koeneng, Heath, a Lucky Deal, the PC Shivan Musical, and Orisida. Make sure to fill in this form. Select Gifted Bronze. We will bump you up to Silver. Thanks to Mr. Obelix there. So, cheers, man. So yeah, with regards to the probabilities, just summarizing price action, if you want to keep it incredibly simple, then the probabilities are higher to take out the high, right? It's just a matter of time. And according to the polylines, you can see the different structures, but probabilities are highest, you take out the high. Basically, every polyline takes out the high first. Only orange could take out the low, but then you first get that expanded flat. So daily time frame, higher time frame, it's easy. On the lower time frame, I would dig a bit of a bigger corrective structure moving into some support. So yeah, we have resistance up here. Keep an eye on it, 105.2. But then we have some support and some support. Two areas of interest, especially the blue box I find interesting. A little bit deep compared to where we are now, but yeah. So I'm more of a fan of the W, X, and the Y, which then does mean you would need to end the corrective structure after tonight, 11 p.m. Or at least it can be during the weekend or later. For the bulls, it doesn't matter. The bulls could just make a low and then oop. Now, wave X can be any corrective structure, which means also flats, just FYI, because we have a double top here, right? Imagine a little swing failure pattern close below, right? Move down, weekend range, and then continue up next week. Just for your information. But this counts. This is would be a potential diagonal correction. That's what I'm looking for. But I need a bit of proof before I enter positions. Oh shit. I muted my laptop, not my microphone. Sorry for that. So if you want to trade in the direction of the trend, obviously that's up. No financial advice, but looking for longs is a lot more comfortable, I suppose. Oops. Is a lot more comfortable as the probabilities on the higher time frames are higher for upside, and whatever happens in this range and all of the mess, probabilities remain higher to look for upside after and take out the high, at least before taking out the low. So, but locally, probabilities WXY, and then preferably here, I look for a bigger corrective structure, possibly diagonal correction and down. But so this is a potential trade against the trend. So I'm very careful with that. I don't have any limits set. I really need more proof before I consider stuff like that. Now, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not interested in this local stuff there. Low time frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly impulse finished, right? A, B, C. If C finished, you look for price to take the low. Alternatively, A, B, C, resistance. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But it would be nice for me. Like ideally, price at least touches the daily naked point of control minimum. And just above that, we still have a value area high at 105. The resistance we had on the chart yesterday got hit perfectly. Always happy to see that. But yeah, I would at least like to see the daily naked point of control hit. And then depending on the reaction there, we'll see what comes next. Another high, lower volume would be interesting. 1, 2, 3, longer 4, 5. Another high, lower volume. Look at least for a retracement with the potential of continuation. So, okay. So, yeah. Daily time frame bullish. 1 hour time frame WXY to the upside, preferably for wave X. We get a bigger corrective structure. Nothing is preset for the shorts because the bigger trend is up. Probabilities on the daily are up. So I would personally, or in my case with my plan, I'm happy to set limits for longs, not for my shorts, because it's just risk. It's just risk management basically. So yeah, and if we move down without at least touching the daily naked point of control, fine. I'll just look for longs lower. Okay, Ludong, that was Mr. Boris. So you can thank Boris for that. Okay, that's the analysis. Now, not too much has happened with the news that we had here, 2:30. So a bit disappointing. I hope more volatility. I mean, arguably it's still expected later today, but the question is, do we see it during the live stream? We'll see. Elliott wave analysis at, I don't know when we started. Maybe but we're at 54 minutes now. So let's say around 24, 25. Okay, I will do a poll now to see what you guys think with regards to content on the channel. So here's the question. So let me first prepare the question and then do the poll so you guys can vote. I get a lot of feedback, or not feedback, but a lot of questions about alts, right? And sometimes during live streams, we analyze the alts, usually on the higher time frames. But I get many questions about alts, Ethereum, XRP, Doge, Solana, SUI, sometimes some crazy alt that I've never heard of and whatnot. But, you know, basically many alts are requested, and I have a full list here of alts And this is a handful of the alts that I get requested during live streams and comments in the videos and whatnot. So because of all the requests, it made me think, how can I continue with Bitcoin content, but also maybe get some more alts involved on the channel? And this is what I propose, and I'm just curious to see your reaction. So currently the channel is very Bitcoin focused because I trade Bitcoin mainly. That's my thing. So of course that's where my focus is. It's very Bitcoin focused. We have the morning update, which is always Bitcoin at the moment. And then in the live stream in the afternoon, generally Bitcoin is covered at least first, but sometimes, of course, the whole live stream, which often is the case as well, right? So it's very Bitcoin focused. Now, what I've been thinking about is changing the morning update to not only Bitcoin, but also alts, and then just one. So I make a video, for example, about XRP, and then another one about Solana, and then we have Doge, and then SUI, and then this, and then this, and then, oh, a Bitcoin video. And then we go back to alts again, and alt, Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So the live streams, I will continue doing live streams in the afternoon, and the live stream is always starting with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going to be covered anyway, right? In the live stream in the afternoon. Beginning of the live stream, the first thing I analyze is Bitcoin. But then the videos in the morning, instead of having Bitcoin, video Bitcoin, live stream Bitcoin, there will be more days where it's altcoin video and then Bitcoin live stream, and then eventually a Bitcoin video again, right? So, but it just means less Bitcoin videos, more altcoin videos, and Bitcoin is always covered in a live stream. And there will still be Bitcoin videos, it's just lower frequency, right? So that's basically an idea that I had. Now with the alts, generally I analyze the higher time frames. So we'll see how that goes. It's just something I am considering. Now with regards to the Bitcoin updates, Florian, thanks for thinking with me here. We of course don't know how Bitcoin moves. So what I thought is if there is something significant on the chart, or there's really a change in probabilities or a change of a scenario, then I cover Bitcoin. But if that's not the case, right, and price is just doing its thing and chopping around and whatnot, nothing really changes, that's when I focus on alts. So a Bitcoin video update can happen on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but it can also be alt Monday, alt Tuesday, Wednesday, Bitcoin, alt Thursday, and then maybe Friday, another Bitcoin because something happens. Basically, I would make a Bitcoin video whenever something happens on Bitcoin that is relevant, but the live stream, the beginning of the live stream is still going to be Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin analysis that's usually covered in the video will be the beginning of the live stream every day. And then separate Bitcoin videos are going to be made whenever necessary, right? Whenever things really change. Maybe the time frame goes up a bit, because if I make a video on Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame, it's probably going to be changed the next day, right? So maybe I'll do 1 hour, 4 hour time frames more often, and then in the live streams we can deep dive into into Bitcoin anyway, and also the lower time frames. So so I will do a vote. Let me write it down here, and then I react to the messages. So what's the question here? What am I going to write down? Content on the channel. What do you think? Bitcoin only, video plus stream. BTC plus, alts, videos, plus BTC. I only have 14 characters. Video plus stream. So just, how can I, wait. Alts videos. So just know that this is a video and a stream on Bitcoin every day, right? And then during the streams, of course, sometimes we cover alts, right? But it's very Bitcoin focused with the video in the morning. And the difference is here is alts videos, and then also, of course, sometimes Bitcoin video. And we always cover Bitcoin in the streams anyway. So I only want to do one alt per video, else it gets too much with regards to the info. We got to see how it goes. So I would start with one. If the videos are incredibly short, then I will add a couple that I can analyze. But I would probably start focusing on one alt. So let me just start this. So again, Bitcoin only is morning update is Bitcoin, right? And then of course we have the stream, which is Bitcoin / sometimes alts. Or we also include alts in the morning update videos. And then Bitcoin is always going to be the stream, right? And sometimes there's a Bitcoin video update whenever things, really matter, at least once a week, but yeah, it's going to be more alt. So have a look. Let me have a scroll up a little bit and see what was mentioned here. Where were we? So we saw the gifts. Oh, Bishnor, yeah. Hello, brother, new subscriber. How to trade? Welcome. How to trade Elliott wave? Please guide me. So, before you start trading Elliott waves, you of course need a certain understanding on the rules, the guidelines, right? The theory basically, and be able to implement it. However, you trade your highest probability scenario. So, for example, on the daily time frame here, this is no financial advice, by the way. On the daily time frame, the highest probability is for price to take out the high, right? So in other words, it is a lot more interesting to look for setups where price moves up, right? Because the highest probability is upside. So me as a trader, I do have a short in my plan, but I don't have a limit set. It's very much reactive, depends on what I see. But with regards to, I suppose, multi-time frame trading, if you know the daily has a higher probability of moving up and take out the high, right? You wait and observe if locally you can find a setup according to your plan, right? So if you have whatever tools you use, but certain areas of support identified, right? Then those areas of support, together with maybe a more local Elliott wave count, can help you to identify a nice trade, right? With price taking out the high for a take profit one with the potential of continuation, right? And then depending on the structures after, you will figure out if you got to close it here for the potential flat, A, B, C, right? Or if we look for continuation or that sort of stuff. So you always trade in the direction of, you trade the highest probability scenario. And generally, I recommend, especially for newer Elliott wave analysts, is to keep it simple and only trade in the direction of the bigger trend. So if on a daily time frame, your Elliott wave probabilities are higher to still look for upside, it makes a lot more sense locally on the 1 hour time frame to look for longs compared to shorts. Even though price moves down sometimes, right? It can be more interesting to look for the long once the move down is finished instead of trying to short the move down because it's against the trend, right? Once your Elliott wave skill level goes up, right? And just your general, if you're a new trader, your general understanding of technical analysis, you have a clear plan, a strategy, right? Stuff that I talk about here in the educational playlist on my channel, right? Very, very much recommended, these 2 videos. That is when, no problem. You can short the market as well. Value area high was tapped here, right? Arguably potential for a short, no? So, but yeah. So that's one. What was the question again? Oh yeah, how to trade Elliott waves. With regards to learning Elliott waves, step 1. Check out this website, not affiliated. It's just a great website full of Elliott wave knowledge. Get pen and paper, write everything down and make sketches. then go to my full guide public playlist, go through all of the videos, and again, make notes, right? And then go and implement while using your notes on the side, right? So while you're studying, you can, of course, implement. You study impulse, you try and find impulses on different charts. Once you start implementing, preferably start on the 4-hour time frame and go to different charts. Try and see if you can get to the same conclusions as some more proven Elliott wave analysts, so you can compare your analysis. Relax, bro. Yeah, so this is also the reason why I decided to ask the poll over here, which apparently people are very, very, very mixed here. Thanks for your help. 50-50. What the fuck? Which wave should use base trade when we have a 1-2-1-2? Well, if you look for a 1-2-1-2, right? If that is your setup and eventually you look for a 3, then obviously your invalidation is below this low and you look for price to move up, right? So that is your bias. That's how you execute. And if the low trade line get hit, I'm not sure what you mean, but a wave 4 invalidation would be the 0.618. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a Fibonacci from the low of 2 to the high of 3. Toggle on the 0.618. Right, so that is an invalidation for a wave 4. So in that case, that, right, if you trade a wave 4, and this is your setup for a wave 4. Now, if price touches the 618 and goes back up, at least you know your bias, your trading plan was wrong, right? You're not looking for a wave 4. The moment you would touch the 618 and continue up, you're going to be looking for a WXY double zigzag or a 1-2-1-2 and 3. Depends on the length of this, but you know. What's up, Tim, man? How are you doing? How can I join? Discord is in the description. It's public as well. Thanks, Legendario. Do you rule out a WXY down from 109 to completing wave 2? You mean a double zigzag to the downside, potentially? Is that the question? The 0.7 really significantly lowers probabilities for a WXY double zigzag to the downside. So to answer your question, yes, that is not relevant to me. I'm not looking for a WXY double zigzag to the downside. Jonas. I know, right? It's random though. 3-wave down, up for new all-time high. That's what I'm watching for at the moment. Yeah. Same here, but all-time high during the weekend would be bad. Preferably not. So if you get volatility, let it be today. I'm still looking at the supports lower, preferably. And then not yet all-time high this week. But the weekend most commonly is a ranging structure. So, preferably you do not... Preferably you do not actually make that high during the weekend. How do you approach Elliott wave analysis? What are the probabilities? You look at an up, down, down. I understand you look for impulse diagram. Whoa. Well, the probabilities are the same in an up or a downtrend. It's the scenarios. So I think the question is more, how do you determine probabilities? Because you need to know all the structures anyway. So you need to, the structures are not in order of, wait, let me say this differently. Your rare structures are expanding triangle, expanding diagonal, running flat. Right? Those are your a triple zigzag. Another one, triple zigzag. WXY, XZ sideways. Okay, there you go. So 5 very, very like rare structures. Arguably out of these 5, the running flat is still more common than all of the others. Your most common structures, corrective structures, are a zigzag, a flat. Those are your most common structures. And then you get to the triangle WXY, sideways WXY. And then you get to, the most common is zigzag flat, and then you get to triangle WXYs, double zigzag or a sideways WXY. And then you get the rest, right? Now with an impulse, your most common impulse is an impulse with an extended wave 3. If you do not know what I talk about, by the way, please visit this playlist on my channel. So an impulse, normal impulse with an extended wave 3 is most common. An extended wave 1 or 5 is not very common, right? So when we talk about an impulse, and you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you want the highest volume in 3, most commonly as well, because 3 is, tends to be the extended wave with the highest volume. Now, in order to determine probabilities between scenarios, you first of all know the probabilities of scenarios. Like I know a WXY XZ is incredibly rare, right? A running flat is more rare than an expanded flat. A regular flat is less common than an expanded flat, right? A diagonal is less common than an impulse. A zigzag is more common than a WXY side, like etc. But once you analyze the waves, you will not only look at the structure, you also look at the Fibonacci retracement levels, you look at the Fibonacci extension levels, you look at the volume, you look at time, right? And based on your summary of your analysis, right? So based on your analysis, you cover everything, you check all those boxes, and then you determine probabilities. So your probabilities are determined based on your analysis, combining everything. So in other words, before you know, or before you as an Elliott wave analyst can talk about probabilities, you need to have knowledge of all the other stuff, which makes Elliott waves, of course, quite tricky. So before you can trade Elliott waves, you first need to know all of the theory and then be able to implement it, get your scenario, know the impact of the volume on the probabilities, the extension, the retracement, the structure. And then okay, this has a higher probability than this, right? Based on what I just analyzed. So yeah, maybe a bit of a long answer, but Elliott waves is not very straightforward, right? Because in the end, the probabilities depend on the analyst. If the analyst sucks, the probabilities are sucking as well, right? Now, luckily in the almost 2 years that the channel is live, right? And also before the channel is live, I had I did my own thing. We good, right? We good. The probabilities on the channel, like, I don't know, I don't have an exact percentage, but let's say that 95 to 98, 99, I don't want to say 100, because sometimes we're wrong, but probabilities most commonly are playing out. So that's nice. But there's years and years and years and years of studying that goes into that. So, and implementation. 2 years of studying, and then I felt like I was good. And of course, because of the frequency with content, I only get better. Even though I feel like I've reached my peak already, like start of 2023, end of 2022. But there's always little things, small little things that you learn along the way. So, study. I was in an intense set. No joke. Good job on the gym, man. Little giggle in the gym. Good stuff. You think if Bitcoin hits 115K, go down to 100K or maybe lower, Bitcoin hits the target 130K again? His highest point. No, yeah, that would be correct. If price would move, right, and moves to 114, 115, and then does this, and this is a 3, and I will kind of flat, and I will look for price to move back up, and then yes, to 130. That is your typical flat. That is this on the daily, the orange line, not the blue line. It's the orange line. 3 wave A, 3 wave B, 5 wave C, go back up. This is a fake, like a fake top, right? And this makes people scared, thinking, oh, we're done, right? Usually a wave C is very sharp, very fast, and then you go back up. No. You could also do one bigger video a week, only alts, plus one live stream a week, only alts. Yeah, but the thing is with the video, I would focus on one alt probably per video, or if the videos are going to be very short, I can consider putting more alts in one video. But I don't want to make the videos too long because, of course, people have a certain amount of time. So I preferably have videos that are between 8 and 12 minutes is usually a good average time on YouTube, right? The 8 to 12 minute mark. It's not too long for people to watch, right? During in the morning, getting ready, breakfast, or during lunch or whatever. And it's not too short, right? You can still provide a lot of information, but I'd probably focus first on one alt per video, and based on the experience, we might add more later. True. I think basically alts maybe only if there's no change on the Bitcoin charts. Yeah, but so live streams are still, don't forget, live streams are still Bitcoin focused. So even when I make a video in the morning about an alt, the live stream will still be Bitcoin at the beginning. So Bitcoin is going to be covered every day. It's just that the video will be less Bitcoin, more alts. And then whenever something really significant happens on Bitcoin, or probabilities change, or at least there's something to talk about, that is when I make a Bitcoin video. So generally the Bitcoin videos will cover 1 hour, 4 hour daily timeframes. And the live streams, during live streams, we can also jump to the lower timeframes and, high and low. So the live streams still cover Bitcoin, but the updates will be a mix of alts, different alts, and then a Bitcoin video whenever something on a 4 hour, 1 hour daily time frame is changing. Like the video of this morning, which was the daily time frame video, that would be a good video for Bitcoin. And then you could do like the next day you can do an alt. And then if on the daily time frame, or if on the 4 hour time frame here, if anything really changes, then I make another Bitcoin video again. So there's not like set dates. It really depends on the chart. I answered this one earlier. Can we count an impulse from 97.7, that's this low, to the recent high instead of a 1-2? I actually used to have something like that on my chart. Do I still have that scenario, or do I not? Probably removed it. The answer to your question is yes. And this is the way you count it, if you want to do that. Okay. So, I swear I had this scenario on my chart not too long ago. Where is it? Did I put that in the silver updates yesterday or something? There we go. Open. There we go. So initially I was looking for this, and then later that day, I changed that to this. And then there you go. And then it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this range 4, and then one more high in 5, A/1, and that is then this high. So that would then be your A. You look for B and C. All right. That's bearish. And for the bulls, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Invalidation. Fibonacci retracement level. Common target area. Is the box in green? And this is what you are talking about. Wave 2 or B can be any corrective structure except for 2 is not allowed to be a triangle. Now, just like with wave X, this is incredibly similar price action compared to wave X. So you want to end it, you want to end the correction after the 382. So that's also today, 9 p.m. 11 p.m. Oh, sorry. So if I open, so this is the impulsive folder. Look at the WXY. It's literally the same. Just to show you. So the price action is exactly the same expected in B2 or X. Arguably, I could do this. I could even put X in here as well. So yeah, it's exactly the same scenario. But yes, that is definitely something to keep in mind. You would expect a bigger correction. Would be nice as well. Alts only on the stream. It doesn't mean that if I make videos about alts that during the stream alts are not covered, of course. We gotta find a good balance. How the content making and sharing works. Yeah, in that case, the editor, of course, then has to cut the analysis. But when I make a video, I prefer to make a video that is meant to be a video. So the talking in a video is very different compared to the talking in a live stream. So it's a different approach, right? When someone opens the video. And you have a short introduction. It's the same as during a live stream on Twitch. You make a YouTube video, then generally you say, "Okay, hi YouTube," and da. But you say it during the live stream on Twitch. In that case, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's a consideration definitely. You would gain a lot more. And myself, I would lot more. I'm not trading Bitcoin, but alts. Yeah, I mean the subscribers is of course a nice to have, but the question is more providing the value. Providing more value because of the questions, because I get a lot of requests about alts, but because the videos in the morning are very Bitcoin focused, and during the live stream, of course, we all will also generally focus on Bitcoin, especially when there's news. I think having a separate, having like giving up some of the Bitcoin videos in the morning, and then in the live stream, we still cover Bitcoin. So there's no Bitcoin coverage lost on the day. It's still at least one Bitcoin update a day because of the live stream. But then the morning video is alts, and then sometimes also Bitcoin in the morning video whenever on the 4 hour, for example, something changes, or 1 hour daily time frame. And then during the live stream, we can cover Bitcoin, also lower time frames, and do some alts as well. Yeah. Yeah. I share in Discord. You can show in YouTube viewers. That will help everyone. If you share anything in Discord that's meant for me, make sure to tag me. Well, I don't have a tag, so it would be good to tag me in Discord. Else it's very difficult for me to find because of the activity in Discord. TP, I don't mind doing altcoin, but I don't feel I've been heard despite voting early and requesting in chat. That is exactly why I am now considering the alts as well. Probably Bitcoin mainly for bear markets, unless there are any good setups for alts shorts. But how would we know if we don't analyze? I mean, of course, in the end, a setup on any asset should be generated by the analyst himself. So I have my own setups. I don't trade alts really. So I mainly trade Bitcoin. So in the morning, I will do my own Bitcoin analysis. I will update silver with a Bitcoin analysis. Then you make an altcoin video. And then in the afternoon comes the stream where we start with Bitcoin basically. So sometimes during live streams, of course, we can cover like 10 alts in one stream, but it's tricky to have have focus divert to a lot of different things, especially in 1 hour. Generally, I'm live for 1 hour. This is already longer, but my plan was 1 hour. It's just because of the discussion, I like to hang out a bit longer. Abdulus, in the description, you got to click on the LINKTREE link. So it says LINKTREE and then a couple of bullet points, and then there's a link. You got to click on that one. Finish and start. Finish wave. Start wave 2. Yeah. Arrange in 2. Yeah. Avon Mooville, some juicy subtleties and deeper insights. Yeah, of course, the more you cover, the more detail you can have. For the experienced Elliott wave counters, that's definitely interesting. Of course, for probably the biggest group online, all of the intricacies and details matter less. So therefore, possibly during a live stream, I can cover more of the details, while the videos on Bitcoin cover more whenever something changes. Of course, I'm always detailed because I'm very analytical, but it's the live streams that will have more of a meaning, because also now, of course, I do a live stream every day. But the live streams, the analysis in the live stream sometimes feels useless because the morning update happened a couple of hours before the live stream. And then I actually need a different time frame. So if I do the daily in the morning video, then in the live stream, I can cover the 1 hour 15. But of course, if I do a 1 hour time frame analysis in the morning update, and then again in the live stream, it's like, why do you analyze twice the same thing on the same day? So that is where also there's more meaning to a video and a stream. So the stream there's more reason to check the analysis in the stream because it's different from the morning update. So the morning update, it's like can be an alt and then Bitcoin during the live stream. So if people want to know Bitcoin, jump in the live stream. And then if anything significant changes that requires a video, then I'll make a video. But Bitcoin, of course, is the biggest asset. So that's why I started. That's why I only trade Bitcoin. It's most liquidity, biggest one. So that's why it's been my focus for basically 2 years. We almost reach the birthday of the channel in 21 days. Always a pleasure, Avon Moville. I think it's like experimenting, right? I'm not sure about it. I'm happy that you guys share your opinion, share your thoughts, vote as well, and give me ideas. So also, look, I have no clue what I'm doing, right? At the beginning, when I started the channel, I was happy making some videos and, people enjoyed. I didn't know even people were going to enjoy it, but they did. And now we're here, 15K subscribers 2 years later almost. I still don't know what I'm doing, but channel is growing, and I try to listen to all the feedback and comments, and I try to somehow integrate it into the channel. So my style, I suppose, of running this channel is very much based on feedback. Thanks to the feedback, by the way, the polylines are part of the channel, the probabilities are part of the channel. I always mention the Fibonacci pools that I do from this high to that low and I have the prices in the fibs. I think that was Maurits back in the day that said, hey, can you put the prices in the fibs? So a lot of different things are because of the feedback. I always try to improve. And this is again, one of the things that has been a topic for a while. An alt based on voting. Yeah, or I when I check the altcoin charts, I get a very, like, in a matter of a couple of seconds, I'll be able to see if the chart is interesting or if it's not interesting to cover. But that is where, am I going to cover more than one in a video or not? But yeah, interesting. Mark, welcome. If base trade line, the lowest line, get hit as forming the fourth wave, what does that mean? That means wave 4 is a low probability. If you're talking about channels, that is. So if you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And your wave 4, hopefully no, it's not great. But imagine your wave 2 is a little bit higher. If this is your base channel, right? Taken from start 1, end of 2, which this is now the end of 2, to the end of 1, and you break out and you come back and you touch the lower trend line of the base channel, right? It basically invalidates an impulse. It really, really lowers probabilities that this is a 5-wave impulse. In that case, you got to consider 1, 2, 1, 2, go, or WXY double zigzag, or W flat in X and then get a Y and then up later. Can there be a diagonal in 1 or 5? Can there be a diagonal in a 1 or 5 in a 5-3-5 leading diagonal? Yes, there's no rule that says it can't. Of course, probabilities are generally not too great to have a double diagonal, but there's no reason why it cannot. Yeah. David. I gotta go again, guys. Do you full-time trading / analysis? I always like this question because full-time for me is, I always like to say, are you consistently profitable? Because if you are a full-time trader, for me, it almost like implies you're behind the computer the whole day trying to trade. But isn't what many people are looking for trading while enjoying life more and have more freedom? So I like to say, are you part-time trading but consistently profitable enough to sustain your lifestyle, right? So consistently profitable outperforms my like full-time trading. It's just terminology. With that in regard, yes. Anyway, to answer the question, I suppose the answer is yes, but I have complete freedom of what I do, and what I like to do now is make YouTube videos. So yeah, I do a lot of analysis. I like to be active in Discord, and I do other things as well. I'm a global keynote speaker, even though it's on a laag pitch, as we say in the Netherlands, because I don't do small events anymore, only very big events if they come around the corner. But of course, there's less of those events. And other than that, I'm just trading and YouTube. I'm a board member of the Global Esports Federation. That's my background. My background is gaming and esports for 2025 now. So that is, wow, almost 20 years, 19 years now. So, yeah, but the trading income is sufficient. But, trading itself it can be quite boring in a way. I don't know if maybe some people that are still learning will not really understand, but it can be very lonely. It's so I'm very drawn to people. I love being part of the community. I'm very active in the community as well. I like to type and share, and usually in gold. But I read a lot and I check a lot. And besides then the art of trading, I think it is important you also have other things going on. Now, if you're a scalper, it might be more difficult because, of course, you're very focused on the chart, but I'm not a scalper. So, yeah, there's other things I do, like YouTube. Basically, the YouTube channel exists because of different reasons. And one of them was, well, actually, yeah, let me get to the reasons. One is online, there was, in my opinion, no Elliott Wave YouTube channel that had a very high quality of analysis multiple times a day. So there's no, at least not to my knowledge, someone that does multiple times a day and actually sticks to the rules and the guidelines as per Elliott Wave. So I saw a gap there. Second is I got frustrated by other analysts on YouTube because of the lack of knowledge and intricacies and detail in Elliott Waves that were not respected. So that was another reason. Third is in Discord communities that I was part of, I got more and more questions of making YouTube videos to explain some things because people were interested in my accounts and stuff that I shared. And then once I started the channel, I didn't expect it would turn out like this, but now there's a community that, we have the Discord group, which is fully Elliott Waves focused, and I love being part of my own community. So I spend a lot of time in the community, writing comments, thinking about how to add more value, creating the compendium. And there's more things that we are working on, right? So, but the trading itself, right, and stuff, I can live from trading, but I can also sit on the beach all day and do fuck all. I'm not that type of person. So I prefer to help others, which is something I've always had. I used to be a medical student. For 7 years, I had a business helping parents with gaming children. So I was a media spokesperson in the Netherlands as well on that topic, trying to help as many people as I can. And now I do the same in Elliott Waves, basically, is providing analysis and hopefully educational material that people value. So I don't have a job. I'm an entrepreneur. I have done different things in my entrepreneurial career. And I will probably continue to do so because I do really enjoy the building of businesses, building of things, solving problems, helping people. That's what I really enjoy. And then the trades, they run in the background, no? If you have a clear plan and clear strategy and you're a day trader, then I don't need to be behind my computer the whole day. I know I set my stop loss, might take profit. If it's a good plan, I set a limit order and I'm done. And then I'll see what happens next time. Yeah. I check the chart. What's up, Bitcoin balls? I've noticed you've become more resilient to negative comments, not allowing always working on your psychology. Yeah, or I just immediately ban people. So we just, negativity on this channel and Discord, wherever, is not the place. So if people want to bitch, they can moan in their own room somewhere in the world. And I have like a zero policy. Like I don't care banning people. If you're a bitch, then I'm a bitch. You know what I mean? So it's very easy. However, luckily, it is incredibly rare to encounter such people. So the list is very short. But the moment that would happen, I immediately just, on a live stream, I would immediately click on this and then hide user on channel, and then we're done with it, because that's basically banning. People can still watch your content, but you'll never be able to see any of their comments again. Neither can you guys. Or in Discord as well. If that happens in Discord, people are very, very annoying there, then it's immediate ban with explanation. It's just, you're either respectful or you're not, and if you're not, you're out. So very, very strict in that regards. What's up, A? Bitcoin one, when we got a rundown what happened during the US market. Now, of course, I live stream before the US market as well, but apparently it takes some more thinking as the votes are very 50-50 as well. I actually started my channel in Dutch, and then I changed it. So the first few videos were made in Dutch, but I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable in Dutch. My wife's English. I really enjoy speaking English. Arguably, I'm better in English than I'm in Dutch. Might still have an accent, of course, Dutch accent, but And I also thought that, well, I had a couple of reasons I just explained for starting the channel. And all those other channels that did analysis were English. And I was like, well, if I want to add my 2 cents and show better analysis than they do, that actually does follow rules and guidelines, I need to do English as well. Of course, it is a bigger market than the Netherlands, which also plays its part if you want to help more people. So I do have a clear vision of where I want to go and stuff. And the vision is very big. So I need to speak English basically for the vision to be reached. Cheers, Bitcoin Balls. 3 years ago, he had quit YouTube and deleted all videos. Great knowledge. Providing persons some video are available in community. I have no idea who that is, but quit YouTube, deleted all the videos. Yeah. Cheers, Red Web Club. He doesn't suffer fools. No, I don't care. I think it's very like, how sad is your life if you write negative comments in live streams or YouTube videos? I mean, holy shit. Like, if you have nothing better to do in your life than do that, then you have a very sad life. So it's an immediate ban. I don't care about that. So yeah, easy. So yeah, Bitcoin has been actually very silent after the news earlier. So maybe, I mean, a little bit, we see some wicks here, of course, a little bit of volatility if we take a fib. I got to go though, because we're going to have visit in a few minutes. Someone visiting our place here. We hit the 786, target for wave B, wave 2. This looks like a 5-wave impulse structure here. 3-wave corrective structure. So I wouldn't be surprised if we will still reach the daily naked point of control. But then, of course, the question becomes ABC or 1, 2, 3. So ABC, resistance, bigger correction. That's what, personally, that would be my favorable scenario. Weekend is coming up. I would very much I would be more interested in seeing a bigger corrective structure, and then also continue the range during the weekend and whatnot, and then next week we continue moving up. So very slow price action during the stream. I'm interested to know if you think you are a perfectionist or have a specific personality trait that means you excel at Elliott Wave's YouTube keynote speaking, helping others. Well, perfectionist is definitely in my behavioral test. So I have a business coach, and I had to do 2 personality tests before I worked, or actually after the first meeting. And perfectionist is definitely in there. So, which is a strength, but also a weakness, and I'm very aware of it as well. So, I have an incredible strong focus on what I do. If I do it, I do it well. But at the same time, if I don't have interest in something, I literally don't care. So I'm very good in focusing, a strength or a weakness. If I get excited about something, I want to be the best. So, like you want to excel. It's more like a personal challenge, always improving. But perfectionist is definitely in there. I don't know, I definitely don't excel in YouTubing, I would say. I just made the channel. I don't have clickbait titles, clickbaity thumbnails. We can make it a lot more crazy if we wish to. It's all very professional. And I don't know, I don't know much about marketing. I don't know much about making videos. With my content now, I just press record, talk into the mic. I exit record, maybe have to edit some speaking mistakes, and then it goes online without any additional editing, which is easy for me. So yeah, the YouTubing, it's just very, very, it's the book, The Lean Startup. It's very, doesn't require any particular expertise. The keynote speaking does, because before you become a keynote speaker on a global scale, you need a certain expertise, of course. But then again, that expertise came from the being focused on one topic for a very long period of time. Yeah. Your wife might argue that she's South African, not English. She is. She is. Absolutely. Sometimes I say, you're African. She says, no, I'm South African. Bitcoin dominance looks about to fall. The Bitcoin dominance would also be for another stream, because I got to go. We get a guest in a second. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance is diagonaling at the moment. So it's waiting for it to drop. I think that makes you a better YouTuber. Thanks, Legendario. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've never had too much with clickbait stuff. I think clickbait, in my opinion, if you would make a title and a thumbnail and you deliver upon the promise that's written in the title and the thumbnail, it's not clickbait. So you can still have a very clicky title like warning, this and that. But if you explain in the video where it comes from, then it's good. Of course, if you have a title thumbnail and you don't live up to your title thumbnail, that's a problem. Which I would never do. But I think there's improvement to be made there, because if you want to, of course, help more people understand Elliott waves, you would need more reach, more people to click. That's what YouTube is. People need to have the first click. You need to reach a certain audience, and on this channel, 84% or something is subscribed of the viewers. The total amount of viewers, 84% is subscribed. And you might think, holy shit, that's really good. But actually for the growth of a channel, it's very bad, because it limits the growth, because you don't reach a lot of new people. Usually, you actually want to have a significant amount of non-subbed people, which means that you reach a lot of new people. So, I mean, always something to improve. But we're working on it. Thanks, Boris. Yeah, I also have to go, everyone. Whatever Price is doing locally, gotta go. We're gonna have a guest coming here in a couple of minutes. Stream is definitely longer than expected. Thanks for voting as well. Voting is very, very 50-50, so it doesn't really give any conclusion. But we'll probably figure it out to have a good combination with alts and Bitcoin on the channel. So let me just end it. It's literally 50-50 basically. So yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Trade safe, right? The fact that during the news the volatility was quite low doesn't mean that the remainder of the day is the same. Sometimes it kicks in a little bit later. If there's going to be any volatility, be it today, because weekend is coming up, generally slow ranging price action. So let's see what we get during the weekend. Of course, during the weekend, unlikely to have any content, because I tend to do other stuff during the weekend. Also go out and about here in the south of France after we moved, explore some new areas and things, likely go skiing on Saturday, which is tomorrow. So yeah. Thanks everyone. Cheers TP, maybe a Band-Aid, and trade safe. I'll catch you at the next one.